That's the one, Sukrit, we kind of discussed earlier, right? Which is the on-prem. So how is this different, right? So what's different in here, you can see the picture is kind of the same. What changes here is the roles of the management and the deployment. So this is the case, and I must say that this is a minority of our deployments. And for the reason being is that the previous two options that we talked about are really have this degree of automation delivered as a service, be that a Cisco service or a partner stood up service. It has a degree of automation and sort of efficiencies to it. Now, what this is a more of a traditional approach. A customer who says, I want to do it myself. So when you think about this, it's most likely the do-it-yourself approach. I want to do this yourself. I want to do the instantiation of my vBond, my vSmart, and my vManage elements in my own private data centers, and me as a customer, will take care of all the elements that have to do with hosting these elements, providing high availability to those elements, scalability, and of course operations in the end, right? So self-deployed, hosted in customers' own data centers. Again, those data centers may be completely on-prem, they may be colo facilities, right? So I may actually say that this is something that I want to go into a colo provider and actually buy a rack or half a rack of space and deploy that in there, right? So options, but again, x86 compute owned by the customer, right? The organization is responsible for the health and scaling of the infrastructure, and obviously, because it's do-it-yourself, very likely that the operational piece of this is IT staff of the customer themselves. Again, we could say, can a partner manage that? Sure. Some of the on-prem deployments can actually bring the partner for some of those things, even though it's managed within the private data center or private colo of the customer, there is still a partner brought into this in order to manage that. Is it a possibility? Yes, it's a possibility. So something to potentially look at if you are looking for this self-deployed model. Again, not a very prevalent model because of the burden, so to speak, that a customer must undertake in order to execute that. Again, when you're talking about deploying that on in VMware or ESXi, you're talking about automation tools from VMware, OpenStack. So as a customer, you really have to kind of be on board with that programmability, automation, DevOps approach. May not be for everybody, but sometimes you have to. And the two very verticals, or a couple of verticals that we see gravitate to that is some of the financial customers because of the compliance reasons. Some of the obviously government customers can gravitate to that. So these are maybe like the two that come to mind as the ones that may put this as high on their priority list. All right, let's move on to our next topic.